So I'm here with sports editor, Daily Progress sports editor John Shiffmeister and executive sports editor Jerry Ratcliffe. We just got out of that football press conference with Mike London, the Chick-Fil-A Bowl. A little bit shocking. Has it hit you guys yet that Virginia is going to the Chick-Fil-A Bowl?
I think it took everybody by surprise. They were pretty essentially ticketed to go to Nashville to play Mississippi State, but when the BCS surprised everybody in the Sugar Bowl, surprised everybody by taking Virginia Tech, that left the Peach Bowl wide open, or the Chick-Fil-A Bowl. And Florida State, I don't think, was very much interested because they had their dream matchup with Notre Dame in the Champs Bowl. And I don't think the Peach Bowl or Chick-Fil-A Bowl, I'm dating myself, I guess. I don't think they wanted Georgia Tech because, one, Virginia had beaten them, and one, they weren't going to bring any thing new to the economy since they're a home team. But I think they liked Virginia the way they beat Georgia Tech head-to-head and Florida State head-to-head. And I think they know that Virginia has a good history of bringing fans, so it was a natural selection.
Shiffmeister, I know you were pretty surprised, too, when that whole thing came down late last night.
Yeah, I was out eating dinner with my wife and daughter last night, and I started seeing information flowing in, and it just completely caught me off guard. I didn't think Tech had any chance at all of going to the Sugar Bowl, but that kind of set the wheels in motion. Once Tech got that surprise bid to the Sugar, everything lined up perfectly for Virginia to go to the Chick-fil-A Bowl. And I know a lot of people in town are fired up. The Virginia fans I've talked to are really excited. A lot of them are heading to the ball game on New Year's Eve, and it's going to be a really exciting time here for the next couple of weeks. You're playing the defending national champions in prime time on ESPN, no other games on. You're going to be the show. This is a huge opportunity for the Virginia football team to take a huge step forward going into next season and for the foreseeable future.
It seemed like most of the questions in this just completed press conference with Coach London were regards to preparation,
right,
and how they were going to go about planning and practicing and things like that. What did you kind of take away from that end of things in terms of preparation?
Well, they said all the right things. They talked about being focused and getting a lot of the, as London said, the meat and potatoes work done before they head to Atlanta, and that's probably a good idea because once you get down there, you've got a lot of obligations. You're going to the aquarium, you're doing this, you're going to Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's good to get the work done here in the quietness of Charlottesville, before everything gets crazy. And it sounds like they should be good to go. I think they're going to be focused and ready to go, and they know this is a big opportunity. And if you win this game, it really sets your program up really nicely for the foreseeable future.
Hoots, I thought you had some good questions during the press conference, asking Coach London about the differences in bowl preparation from the Grow era and such. What were some of the things you noticed, like back then in preparation for other bowls that you thought maybe could have been a little bit better, maybe planned from a Virginia standpoint?
Well, actually, I think they did do a good job of focusing. Virginia has a pretty good bowl record. Al won most of his bowls, or at least had a chance to win at the end. I think it's a matter of just taking it seriously and focusing. A lot of, if you look, there's so many upsets or perceived upsets in bowl games, and people walk away wondering why a team that was heavily favored didn't win. A lot of it's about focus and who shows up, and I think that was one thing that Al Groh was really good about. And in London, having been on that staff, I'm referred to learning some of those things, and I'm sure he used some of those in the football championship subdivision, and winning a national championship and going deep into the playoffs his last year there. I think it's a lot about focus, and I think Mike and his staff are very good at that, and I think that will pay dividends when they get to Atlanta.
So any other points you guys take away from this press conference? ACC, SEC, bragging rights here a little bit?
Well, one thing is cool. I think Virginia fans, their favorite bowl has always been Atlanta because they have a huge alumni base there, as does Auburn. And it's an easy trip, and I think people enjoy Atlanta. So I think there'll be a huge collection of Virginia fans down there for the bowl game. And I think the ACC, being neighbors to the SEC, they're sort of football envious, I guess. And so, it's always a chance to show how good your program is against an SEC team because they're perceived by far and away as the best conference in the country.
Well, I'm not going to put you guys on the spot right now, but predictions, we're going to want those predictions from you in a few weeks. So start preparing for this.
Yeah, I mean, Auburn's pretty good. They've lost 5 games, but you look who they've lost to. They've all been top 15 teams: LSU, Alabama, Arkansas, Clemson, and the other one escapes me at the moment. But it's a good football team. They're defending national champions. They recruit. Their recruiting's on a high plane. And so it would be a feather in Virginia's cap if they can beat these guys.
You feel the same way, Shiffmeister?
Yeah, I think looking at Auburn's stats there before the press conference started, one thing that jumped out at me is Auburn's giving up somewhere in the neighborhood of like 185, 187 yards a game rushing. If you're a Virginia coach or player and you look at that stat, your mouth's got to water a little bit because that's Virginia's bread and butter, running the football. So granted it was against SEC competition and top 15 competition, but it looks like they may be susceptible to the run, so maybe that's something Virginia can exploit and get the ball rolling down there. I think they have a really good chance of winning the ball game. They have a lot of time to prepare, a lot of time to really dissect Auburn, and I think they have the ability to get this game, in the bag and move the program forward.
Well, we'll be checking back with both of you guys in the days to come as we head towards the Chick-fil-A Bowl on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Guys, thanks for joining us.
See you later.